What's up, guys? Zeenigami here, and let's go through Zero Stamina Ace Training Island. The Zero Stamina Ace Island is not yet out on Global, and I've already beaten it, but I decided to finally make a walkthrough video for it. The first 11 stages are completely ignorable. You can just not worry about them at all. Starting on stage 11 is going to be the three young brothers. On their attacks, whenever Luffy attacks, he will prevent himself from dying for 3 turns, but they all only attack for about 1,000 damage, so you should be able to take them out no problem. And they only have about 30,000 hit points each. Stage 12, Jinbei has 200,000 hit points. We're just going to kill him without using any specials. He'll attack every 2 turns for 3,000 damage, and below 20% attacks for 8,000. You can save tandem and recovery orbs because on stage 13, Jinbei and Doma will preemptively swap all your non-recovery and non-tandem orbs into block orbs. And then Jinbei attacks every turn for just under 2,000. Doma attacks every 3 turns for 5,880. So far, with a Double Gear 3 team, we're not worried about using any specials yet. Double Gear 3 team has tons of damage. Even if you take a hit or 2 here, you can just heal it back up with food orbs later. And if you're using other teams that work well, are Log Luffy teams, Double Rayleigh teams, they all work exactly the same as this team. Just swap out your Luffys for Log Luffy or Rayleigh or whatever other captain you want to use. On stage 15, Oars Jr. Oars Jr. has 1 million hit points, but he will not die for 4 turns. There's a couple things you can use. You can use the 1,000 Sunny on turn or before he attacks, so you can purposely get him down to 1 hit point, then use a 1,000 Sunny or a Gear 3 Luffy special to kill him. Or you can use Alvida special and take the first hit, and then kill him on the turns after that, because we won't be needing Alvida special until Frankie attacks on the next stage, so we have lots and lots of times to use Alvida special again. So either option works out just fine. You can, if you get lucky with orbs and do a ton of damage to him, take him down and use a Gear 3 or a 1,000 Sunny special. Otherwise, you can use the Alvida. If you use Alvida, I prefer that method because it's a little bit safer. You don't have to worry about accidentally getting him below, or accidentally not doing enough damage to him, and he attacks you. And you can also use those Gear 3 or 1,000 Sunny specials on stage 16, 17, or 19 for extra damage on whichever stage you like to use those specials on. You can use them on any of them, or even if you use them on stage 16, you'll have it ready again for stage 19 as well. So feel free to use your Luffys on stage 16 and 19, and your 1,000 Sunny too. So Oris Jr. is going to go down here. Great time to heal up. Make sure you've got matching orbs, and make sure you've gotten your recoveries to heal back up to full. Stage 16 is going to be our first pretty hard stage. It's going to be all the straw, or half of the straw hats. We're going to get the rest of the half later on. Chopper is going to be one-on-one, so you want to kill first. You want to use Gohan Usopp immediately, and Chopper will heal every single turn for 120,000 damage on every single character, as long as he's not dead. So even while he's stalled, he'll heal everyone every single turn. Take him down first. Brook will attack on his first turn for 20,000 damage, and after that, he'll only attack for 3,000 damage. So you want to take Brook out next. You don't want to take out tons and tons of damage. And then Robin will attack every 2 turns for 4,680 damage. And whenever she does attack, she'll give you a debuff that reduces the chance of recovery orbs appearing for 999 turns. So basically for the rest of the island, if Robin attacks you, you better have lots of heal per turn, because you're not going to be healing with recovery orbs at all. Which, having a lot of heal per turns is something you always want to have on the Zero Stamina Islands. On any team, heal per turn is super, super good, especially on Zero Stamina Islands. Talking about powers, I also want to mention that you want to try to have at least level 1 anti-despair for Blackbeard, and hopefully level 2 to 3 anti-bind for the Luffy, or in case you make a mistake on one of the binding stages. Frankie will skip his first attack, so he will not attack you. Instead, he'll boost his defense and defense greatly. He'll double his attack up to 16,000 damage, so his first attack will be on turn 6 for him for 16,800 damage. And then after that, he'll attack every 3 turns for 8,400. So we're going to take a hit from him using Alvida, so that way we can have Golden Pound Usopp ready for the next stage. So make sure Frankie skips his first attack. Use Alvida or Streaming Wolf Zoro. Streaming Wolf Zoro is a better substitute for Alvida, because you'll be using Alvida or Streaming Wolf Zoro on characters like Oars, Frankie, and Luffy. So you If you have Stream War Zoro, you can even get Luffy below 20% health, and you won't have to worry about him dealing any damage to you because it completely negates his damage. But we're going to look for some matching orbs, trying to get matching orbs on our strength characters or our Aokiji, because the Blackbeard on the next stage, we don't really care about the Doflamingo on him. And there we go, we're going to take Frankie down before he attacks us for that 8,000 damage. Blackbeard on stage 18, or I'm sorry, this isn't Blackbeard, this is going to be the rest of the Straw Hats. I completely skipped them in my mind. So the second half of the Straw Hats, use your Gold Pound Usopp immediately, and Usopp goes down right away. I'm going to use my Doflamingo here, because by the time we're going to use him again, it's not going to be until the final stage. So we're going to use Doflamingo here, and we'll have him ready again for Ace. And we're going to save Aokiji for stage 19 most likely. But if you don't need Aokiji, you can always use him later on. If you can get a green orb on your Doflamingo, if you get a green orb on Dofi, you can kill 2 or 3 characters even on that very first attack. Doflamingo takes out the Usopp, a Gear 3 takes out the Zoro, and then you can either severely damage or kill Sanji with that last attack. But Usopp needs to die first because he'll bind everyone for 3 turns. So if you do not have level 3 anti-bind, you'll die. He also cuts your hit points. Zoro will bind he'll bind your upper left character, your middle right character, and your bottom left character for 4 turns every time he attacks, and he attacks every 3 turns. And then Luffy will just attack you for damage, and below 20%, he'll attack you for 200,000 damage. And we're just going to take the next few turns, get him low, and then take him out. Once again, this is what I'm talking about. I want to save my matching orbs on, for example, my Aokiji matching orb, or my Alvida matching orb, or my Gear 3 Luffy matching orbs. And on any team, you want to try and keep yourself topped off, so take that time in between every single attack. If you don't need to kill him or look for matching orbs, look for those recovery orbs and heal back up to full. Alright, now it's Blackbeard's turn. Blackbeard has 1.81 million hit points. He will preemptively gain debuff protection, and he will attack every 2 turns for 5,832 damage, and he will also clear all buffs and debuffs. Well, he'll only clear your buffs because you can't debuff him. But he will clear all buffs on you every time he attacks. Below 50%, he will also despair for 1 turn, but if you have level 1 anti-despair, that doesn't matter at all as long as you keep him above 20%. Because below 20% health, he will attack you for 8,888 damage. Now at this point, what we're really going to be looking out for is trying to get at least a purple orb on our Aokiji, because like I said, we want to use Aokiji's ability to lock his own orb and any other matching orbs we get on turn 19. And I'm going to attack here, try to find any matching orbs I can. But unfortunately, I should have actually attacked with my Gear 3 Luffy too, so that way I can try to get a matching orb on him. But no matching orbs, and I don't want to use my Doflamingo here, so it's just going to be about damage at this point. Sabo will preemptively cut our hit points in half. This is where you're going to want to use your Goemon Usopp for the last time, and we're going to also use our 1000 Sunny and Gear 3 Luffy's or any other damaging specials you don't have. And we're going to kill, we have to kill Sabo and Ace before turn 4. Because on turn 4, Sabo will enrage the entire team, making them all attack every single turn for a little bit more damage. And Ace on turn 4 will heal everyone back up to full. Now with a double Gear 3 team, you're going to have tons of damage, so you don't have to use any specials to take them all out. Their 700,000 hit points is actually relatively low, but still a very good idea to swap targets like that. So make sure you try to match up the targets, make your Aokiji attack the Sabo, and make your Doflamingo attack the Ace. We're not going to care about Luffy, we're only going to care about the Sabo and the Ace. So Sabo I'm not going to quite kill, Ace I'm not going to quite kill, but I will be able to take him out easily the next turn. So make sure you do take him out before turn 4, because turn 4 is where they make all the bad things happen. Healing back up to full and enraging the entire team. If they survive that turn 4, if they attack, it's probably going to be over. You're not really going to be making much headway after that, unless you got a really, really strong team. So now that those 2 guys are down, we're basically in the end stretch here. If it's only Luffy left, you have your Alvida special up, and you have enough hit points, you are totally fine. If you have a Stream Wolf Zoro, this is where Stream Zoro makes a pretty big difference because Luffy will attack every 3 turns for 10,800 damage. We're going to use Alvida to tank the first hit. And then, if you have enough food orbs, you can take a second hit from Luffy while looking for matching orbs as well, and wait out the orb matching. We're waiting for one really big thing right here, is we're waiting for the orb boost from Sabo to go away. So if you have matching orbs, and you can save those with Aokiji, if you haven't used your Aokiji special yet, you could get lucky and get your orbs and lock them and use Sabo's orb boost to your advantage. Otherwise, what we want to do is we want to wait until the orb buff goes away, so we can use Doflamingo against Ace. So here, I've got him pretty low, and I didn't get any recovery orbs, so I'm gonna have to kill him. Fortunately, I got a matching orb on my Aokiji, and only 1 red orb on my Alvida, however. So I'm going to attack. I should have attacked with Aokiji to save my red orb on Alvida. And something I also forgot is that Alvida is a striker. So you're using a team like I am with Alvida and not Stream Zoro. Remember that Alvida is a striker, and Alvida's damage is boosted by Aokiji. So I got 1 red orb here, thank goodness. But I also have more than 6,800 hit points. What Ace will do is he will preemptively debuff or prevent debuffs for 3 turns. And he'll attack every single turn for 6,780 damage. Below 50% health, even if he's delayed, he will have the damage taken. And below 20%, he'll attack you for 100,000 damage. So since I have more than 6,800 hit points, I'm going to just attack him very, very gently for the first attack. I'm not using my Doflamingo yet because I don't want to do too much damage to him. And I actually do I just did a little bit of damage to him. I could have done quite a bit more. And then on the second turn, I'll use my Doflamingo to move my orbs around and then burst him down. Now, you can absolutely kill him on that first turn there. I was just being scared and just trying to be careful and make sure I didn't mess things up. But you can absolutely 100% kill out Ace on the very first attack. So I'm just freaking out about how much of a coward I was barely attacking that Ace. But guys, that is the entire Zero Stamina Ace training island. When you beat it, remember, you beat it the first time, you get Ace's ship. Ace's ship is a great ship for shooters. And now that we got Zephyr on global, those shooter teams are really going to start going out and being super popular. I've been Zeenigami. Thank you so much for watching. And y'all stay beautiful.